Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of Three Day Weekends Coaching. And I am always excited to be here each and every week to talk about business leadership in 15 minutes, giving you some tips, some advice. And I do this for two reasons. One is for you to be able to shift your perspective or your vantage, if you will, how you look at your business and turn it into your competitive edge. The second reason is for you to be able to take one action item away that you could implement during the week. I understand that change is hard and growing a business isn't always easy. So, implementing one thing each week is a simple way to kind of dip your toe into change, get that feeling and that idea, and kind of build momentum, if you will. So, I primarily work with people who are in the automotive and skilled trade industries. These are people that have teams and they have reached some levels of success on their own, but many of them tell me that they are stuck in some way. Their business has plateaued or they want to go to the next level and they want some direction on how to do that. And that's where I come in and I help. So this week's topic is a good one. I mean, I think that they're all good because they're relevant and timely, but I do get excited each week. This one is business financial mistakes. Now, over the years, I've spoke with many business owners, and I can tell you that many of them are very good when it comes to their industry skills. They've mastered a lot of them, whether it's in their industry or their skill set, they are really good at it. They are a great technician, for example, carpenter, or even a baker. But at some point, they decide to open up their own business. And when it comes to the business financials, they tend to get stuck. And I find that many avoid business financials because it's uncomfortable. So the reason that this happens is that most people really weren't taught personal finances in school, or they have just the real basic of it. So when you go to work and you're in your industry, people have no idea what it actually costs to operate and run a business. And as a result, many people assume that an owner is making lots of money from day one because they really don't know what it costs to operate a business. So, here are some of the most common financial mistakes that I see owners make: mixing personal and business finances. This is really a common one because a lot of times people figure, well, it's my business. And, in the end, it all comes out of the same place. So they don't understand what the problem with that is. And there's a huge problem with it because when you mix personal and business financials together, the numbers, any reports that you pull have to be adjusted. They're not really accurate information. So you're putting kind of garbage information in and you're going to get garbage information out. And a lot of times we make decisions based on our financials. So that is a big mistake that people make. The other one is credit card debt. If you have credit cards, a lot of times people will put things on credit card in the beginning because it's the easiest way to go. They feel they need some short-term cash, short-term loan, and they're going to pay it off pretty quickly. So they do that. But what I see happening is instead of going and applying for a line of credit, so that way, you're only paying for what you're using and it can be at a much lower rate, they put it on credit cards and it's really easy to get overextended on those credit cards. And sometimes they're at a much higher rate. The next one is making unnecessary purchases. It's really common for business owners to think they need a lot of things before they really do. especially when you're starting out and when you're working through different stages of business. Many people will think that they need to buy a lot of things for their business, and they may not really be necessary. Maybe something cool to have, or it may be something that you want to have at one point, but it's not necessary at this point in time. And they can, again, overextend themselves with payments that they really don't need. The next one is not having an emergency fund. A lot of people don't have emergency fund personally, and then when they go into business, they don't have money set aside for an emergency fund because things will come up, things will happen, just like in your personal life. And it's really good to set aside money, put some money aside, and leave it only for an emergency. The next one is underestimating cash flow needed. This can be, when I talk about cash flow, I'm talking about the month to month expenses. A lot of times people don't realize what it's going to cost each month. You may have money that is on accounts receivable. You haven't collected that money yet, and that can easily build up, and that restricts you from being able to operate your business because you don't have the funds available that you need. And that also works too with underestimating the capital that's needed when you first start your business. A lot of people underestimate that as well. And then the last one is not being prepared for taxes that are due. Many people are very surprised when taxes are due. And in fact, I've spoke to owners over the years that were kind of embarrassed because they hadn't paid taxes and now they were in a bind and they had to come up with a plan, a payment plan to pay off taxes. And there's lots of fees and money that you have to spend. It ends up costing you so much more. So these are all of the mistakes that I see in actually many industries that people make. And the thing is, these businesses owners have come out and told me that they were truly surprised. Some of them said they were shocked of what it took to run a business. They had no idea when they were working for someone else. And the challenge with avoiding the financials or not looking at them often is you can't make business decisions confidently. So you question your business decisions or you avoid business decisions. It also, really holds you back from growing your business. It's something that can leave a person stuck and they don't know the next step on uh, the next step to next level their business. So solid financials will really help you understand the health of your business and it'll help you to get to where you want to go. You could say, okay, I'm here, but I want to go, here in my business. That's where I want to be. I want to go over there. And you're not really sure how to get there. The health of your business really depends on the financials. It's kind of a scorecard. It's one kind of scorecard for your business. So in this, when we think about like this scorecard and what you're keeping track of, I want to talk about 5 things that you'll be keeping track of in your business. And this really is important for all business owners. So the one thing that you really want to get a handle on is the costs. What is it costing you to operate your business? Really understanding and knowing all the costs. And these are some of the things that business owners look at, and they have to review this on a regular basis because they may be paying for things that they're not using anymore, or they may have subscriptions that they're using that they are paying for and they're not making the most of them. They can get a lot more information. They're not using them to the max. So cost is one thing. The next thing is profits. A lot of people focus on sales, which is a good thing. We have to know that number, but sales doesn't equal profits. We want to make sure that all of our sales are profitable. So what is your net profit after all the expenses are paid in your business. So we want to monitor that, because profits is what you use, right, in the end to reinvest in your business, to grow your business, to have a life that you want, the lifestyle that you want, reinvest in your team. There's a lot of things that you can do with profits, even give back to the community. The next thing is capacity. You want to know what your business is capable of, right? So you want to know, what am I actually capable of? The hours that we're open and the amount of people that I have actually producing. What is my business? What is the capacity? How much can we produce? In a perfect world, you want that number. What is the capacity? And then, you can figure it out from there. But that's really important to know. Having a budget. What are you spending on each week, month, and year? So you want to know the areas of your business, what you're spending, so that you can budget. And you want to, and if you're newer in business, you're going to look at it more closely. Once you've been in business for a little while, you can go in and you could look at a bigger picture. But in the beginning, you're going to be looking at this all the time. And then lastly, what needs to change to improve the costs, the profits, the capacity, and the budget? So you want to also be looking at that. Many owners have told me that they were very surprised because when they were working for someone else, they really didn't understand numbers. Nothing was really explained to them. So they really didn't know what it costs to run the business. And once you realize what numbers can do for you, the decisions that you could make, the opportunities that are open to you when you have the cash in your business, when you're not, up to your neck in debt and living week to week, it really becomes exciting to assess the numbers and see where you can improve. Most owners seem to get stuck when they want a next level. And, when you want a next level, there's a lot of fear or concern about, is this going to hold my business back? Am I spending too much? Am I ready to hire someone? I don't know if I can have enough work for them. So there's that fear, and it causes owners to get stuck. So it's really important that you're aware of business financials and that you don't make these common mistakes. It really is easier for many people just to stay in that world of what they know. And change is hard, right? So it's difficult for most. So I often ask my clients, what do you want? Tell me what success looks like for you. And I suggest that you ask yourself those questions and see what you come up with. And this will really help you with setting up your next year, right? It's really timely. So you probably already have some ideas for the new year and what you want to do in your business. So it's really good to ask yourself that. Don't really look at what someone else is doing and what their level of success is or their definition of success is, and say to yourself, okay, I want my business to be just like that. They might not have a life that you want. They may be working in their business and burning themselves out. Their business may not be as profitable as it appears to be. So be careful of comparing yourself to others. Be more mindful of getting clear on what you want and what success looks like for you. So that's it for this week's Business Leadership in 15 Minutes. I really value you being here. If you find this video, this training helpful, whether you're on the replay, you watch it afterwards, please share it with someone, because I really believe that we can all help each other. Hi, Dorsey. Glad you're here. I really believe that we can help each other and we can pay it forward. Business owners can learn from other business owners, and that's something that's really meaningful to me. It's a whole new world being a business owner, and there's challenges at every stage of business. So we can help pay it forward, give it back, and help another business owner out. So I really look forward to seeing you next week and have an enjoyable day.